and in this video, I'm going to show you how to do a conventional deadlift. There is a lot to think about, and I want you to know that you can practice each of these pieces individually and put them all together. Don't be overwhelmed. Take a couple things at a time and practice it that way. So the first thing is your stance. So about shoulder width apart is a good place to start. Some people go a little bit wider than that, but start with shoulder width apart and see how that feels. Then you want to think, where should the barbell be? One of the biggest mistakes you can make that could end up with you hurting your back is having the bar out too far in front of you. If it's too close, you're going to have a hard time getting around your knees. So you want the bar to split your foot in half. Think about putting it right over top where you tie your laces. So the bar is going to be right over your laces. It's going to cut your foot in half. If you're not wearing shoes, think about it like that. Those are the first things. It's not the same as in a sumo deadlift. So remember that if you're sumo deadlifting. Okay, so there's the stand. You're going to grip the bar just outside your legs. I usually have my hands touching my thighs. They could be a teeny bit further apart, like this. Not way out here though. So here. Okay, so there's those two things. The next thing we want to talk about is your chest. It should stay up. A really good way to think about it is if you're wearing a shirt with a logo, like I am here, somebody who's across from you should be able to read your logo at all times, whether you're standing at the top holding the bar or whether you're down here. You shouldn't be here. You should be here. Okay, so read your logo, feet shoulder width apart, hands just outside, barbell coming across the top of your laces. Those are a couple of really important things. I'm going to turn to the side to show you some more things. Making sure I don't hit my wall. Okay, so here's that. Another really common mistake people make is that they squat the weight up. So when you're doing the deadlift, you want to think about pushing your butt to the wall behind you that way. Remember, your chest is going to remain up. You're not going to drop down here like this, but you still want your hips up high, like this. Your shoulders are going to be up above your hips, not parallel to them, certainly not in front of them, down lower, okay? And then your hips are going to be higher than your knees, like that. Okay, so here would be the starting position. You want the barbell to be right about where your armpit is. You don't want your shoulders way in front of the barbell or way behind it. You see how that would drop my hips really low? So one thing you can think about doing is wedging yourself against the weight of the bar. So you put your hands here, hold on, and then wedge yourself like that. Your hips should stay up higher like this. Okay, so once you're in the starting position, here, what you're going to think about, these are the cues I use. Breathe, click, push. So here's the breath. And when I say breathe, you're not sucking in your stomach. You're going to breathe in and you're going to fill your belly up from here all the way up. And you want to fill it up all the way around. Okay, so when you're not going to suck in, you're going to breathe, bear down, like you're getting ready to get punched in the stomach. So that's the bracing. So that's breathe, click. Now, I did put a little metal plate on. It's hard to hear the click, obviously, if you have plastic plates. So I tried to put a metal plate on so you can at least hear it. Let's see if you can hear it. Breathe, click. Could you hear that? What I'm doing is called what's taking the slack out of the bar. You can think about it like you're trying to bend the barbell. So you're here, and you're pulling up on the bar without trying to have it move from the floor yet. Because remember, a deadlift is not you pulling the bar with your arms, it's you pushing the bar through your feet. Okay, you're using your legs to push the bar. So that click helps everything get nice and tight. When you do that, you hear that click, so breathe, click, okay? When you're doing that, you should feel a real good tightness in your hamstrings. Your arms will be totally straight. You don't want your elbows bent. Breathe, click, and then here's the push. Push through your feet. Now reverse the motion to go back down. Hips go back. Knees can bend as the bar passes your knees, not before. Sometimes you'll see people do this. and you'll see people go to put the bar down and they're bending their knees like this. Now, here, just the opposite of the way you came up. Hips go back. After the bar passes your knees, you can bend to get back to your starting position. So let's do a few reps. Breathe, click, push. Breathe, click, push. Breathe, click, push. You can see at the back, I'm standing at the back at the top. I'm standing up tall. I squeeze my glutes. I'm not arching here, and I'm not shrugging up. Just finishing tall. Like so. The other thing to think about is getting tight right here. These are your lats. One really good cue is squeezing oranges in your armpits to make orange juice. Imagine if you had an orange here and you wanted to make orange juice. You want to squeeze the juice like that. Another way to think about it is protecting your armpits like that. So you grab here and you squeeze your armpits tight. You can even think about coming up and coming down to get into that position. You want to be really tight here, arms straight, tightness in your hamstrings before you go. And that is how you deadlift.